Yes, you can start with.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, I'm a hotel management student. I have started my internship at VTC Inn along with my friends. We have practical theoretical experience about hotel management, but from this experience, I'm sure we will have a hands-on experience about how the hotel operates. Today is a special day. I'm getting ready to explore the hotel, and the team is getting ready to impress the food inspectors and food critics with their hotel management skills and their culinary skills. Before we begin our district hotel inspector, let's welcome our district hotel inspector who has the team under her who ensure the smooth running of the hotel and overlooking activities like guest welcoming, housekeeping, and culinary skills. She is ready to explain the standards of the hotel, and finally she will give the rating based upon our performance. So let's I call our district hotel inspector or general evaluator Toastmaster Saumini.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, everyone. It's D-Day at VTC Hotel. I'm hoping everyone here will play their roles perfectly because they require my good ratings in the end to stand out in the group of hotels. I'll be monitoring every activity that takes place and also be evaluating the same one by one. Now, this is a tedious task, I know. So, I have a league of three hotel executives helping me in my assessments. Normally, they are called a tag team consisting of the timer, our counter, and grammarian. Today, they are the head waiter, executive housekeeper, and concierge. Let us first hear from our head waiter or timer regarding their evaluation standards. Over to you, timer.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I am the head waiter of VTC Inn. I will make sure that the tables are available at particular time as our inn follows punctuality. Food critics and chefs make sure that you complete preparing as well as eating your dishes on time. Don't worry, I will be there to signal you with 3 cards. For prepared speeches, I will raise green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. For table topic speech, I will show green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red card at 2 minutes. For evaluator session speech, I will show green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red card at 3 minutes. Green card is the qualifying time. When the red card is displayed, 30 seconds will be given for the speaker to qualify for rewards. That is complimentary breakfast. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, head waiter or timer. Next up, we have our executive housekeeper or our counter, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Thank you, General Evaluator. As an executive housekeeper, I'm responsible in the management of duties and chores involved in running a hotel and oversee the day-to-day cleaning responsibilities so that our visitors always have a pleasant stay. Likewise, as an R counter, I keep a count of the number of crutch words that you use in your speech, like filler words like you know, I, like, always, unwanted pauses and gestures that you use, and also give you a detailed summary in the end of the meeting. Thank you, and over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, our counter. Next up, we have our concierge or the grammarian, Toastmaster Raghav.
Hi, a very good evening to everyone. Just like a concierge will give you the different varieties of food or wine to just taste and to develop your taste buds, likewise, a grammarian would give you a lot of words to use and also will give you the correct selection and correct variety of words to use. And as the grammarian for today, I would see and I would look after the words that you use. I will give some examples where you can develop your grammar, and also I will give you some symptoms, that is wherever your being low or very bad in your grammar, that won't be a problem, because I'm here to help you and I'm here to set you right. Just like a concierge who will develop your taste buds, a grammarian will develop your grammar. And as a grammarian for today, I have a wonderful word which is on par with the topic that we have today. So the word of the day is scrumptious. So I repeat, the word of the day is scrumptious, meaning extremely delicious or tasty, and it also is used sometimes in a verbal form, meaning very attractive. For example, I had a scrumptious meal, which means a very delightful and tasty meal. And sometimes it's called as very attractive when I say, wow, she looks so scrumptious that I can eat her, meaning she looks extremely beautiful. So the word is scrumptious, and the spelling is Scrumptious, scrumptious. And I ask you as a concierge of today to use this word whenever you use a sentence to speak. Thank you. Over to the Tiamodi.
Thank you, grammarian or concierge. In the end of this inspection, I'll come back with my star ratings for this hotel. Over to our intern.
Hi. As we mentioned before, today is a special day. Our food critics are about to arrive shortly. So let's go into the kitchen and see the preparation of being made by our chef. Our first chef is cooking something very interesting, and he doesn't have a specialization in single cushion. He has a talent in multiple cushion. Even when he try a first time in a new dish, the dish comes always delicious. So before I call a chef, the food critics have arrived. Let's call our first chef's food critic, Toastmaster Ritik, to define the objective and what he expect in the dish by the prepared by the chef. So I'll call the first food critic, Toastmaster Ritik.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Today, Toastmaster Bharat is delivering his project research and presentation level 1 third speech from the path engaging humor. If I may, the purpose of the project is for the member to learn and review basic methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Here are some notes for the audience. The member completing this project has spent time researching on a topic. He may be speaking about a new topic or a known topic on a deeper level. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member.
So I thought of doing something different in my speech. But that's why the experiment I have done here. There is no relation between my topic and this experiment. Hey, I was just kidding. So the experiment I have done is to just tell you guys that one remembrance of a good moment that brings you your soul full of positive energy. Yes, that's the message I wish to tell today. So the laugh and the happiness. So let's get in. So firstly, we giggle, chuckle, or even burst into laughter when somebody is tickling or even at a well-timed fart. Yes. And now the question is, why do we laugh? Even though there is no such beliefs on why do we laugh, but there are some assumptions on why do we laugh. So the first thing that scientists proven that is, we laugh when we found that everything around is all right. For example, if you feel the climate is good, or there are no animals around here, or even the food is perfectly cooked. So in that kind of occasions, we used to laugh to say a positive sign. And in short, it is to say it's time for happy hours. Yes. And another strange reason that scientists believe to laugh is that when we want to feel relieved or relaxed, yes, When you're laughing or brine with a few lines, your pain might be, your pain might be somebody's laugh, but your laugh should never be the reason of somebody's pain. Your pain might be somebody's laugh, but your laugh should never be somebody's pain. That's it. And always wear a ha-ha and be happy. Over to the TMOD.
Thank you, Chef. That was such a sweet and delightful performance. And be patient for a while to know your results. Second, our second chef is also ready with hot dishes. And our second food critics is also has been waiting for a while without tempting them. Let's serve food before we welcome the second food critics. Before we welcome our second food critics, I want to tell about our second chef. The chef Naheshwari from different region, and she have our iconic food. She is working as an assistant professor in the Department of Biomedical Engineering at Setu Institute of Technology. She is an expert in motivational strategy. So before that, I welcome our food critic, Toastmaster Venkat.
Thank you, TMOD. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this, but whenever you go to a high-end restaurant, there's always this one family or one person who just goes, "Manager, I want to talk to the chef right now." And they call the chef, and no matter how scrumptious the food is, they'll always find flaw in every single dish on the table, right from the starters to the main course to even water. Sadly, I'm that person today, the food critique. And I'm here to evaluate our chef Toastmaster Nageshwari's dish. Now, because this is her level 5 second speech under the project team building, your objective, Toastmaster Nageshwari, is to share some aspect of your experience building a team and leading a team building event. Now, apart from this, I'll also be noting down your hand gestures and voice modulation in your speech today. All the very best for your speech. I'll be back with my report at the end.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Pleasant good evening, Toastmaster fellows and guests. It's my pleasure to be one of the speakers in the IT Club, and I would like to convey my thanks to Toastmaster Saumini for giving this wonderful opportunity and euphoric moment. In Toastmasters, I am at level 5, and my speech title is "None of us is as smart as all of us." None of us is as smart as all of us. It is one of the famous quote that is given by Ken Blanchard. So this quote is remembering about the teamwork. So what is this quote is that no one can be the specific individual, will not be having all the qualities. So each and everyone will be having different individuality. So here I am to share some of my experience while leading or while building a team. So the first thing I would like to share is that what is the importance of teamwork? It sounds silly to say because it's very important throughout our lives, but every now and again, we all have those eureka moments where we really learn to appreciate the team around us. The 3 lessons that have noticed in my club that I would like to share with you. The first one is a team's personality is so much more than just the summation of individuals' personality. The team's personality is so much more than just the summation of individuals' personality. So in our team, SIT Toastmaster Club 2, all of whom I have known relatively for long period of time are completely different people while working than when socializing. So our team has a wonderful president, Meenalochini. She is such a dedicated as well as empathetic person, and she is the pillar of our club. And I would also like to share one of eminent Toastmaster in our club, that is Toastmaster Nirmala. So what is the specialty in her is that on the spot she'll take whatever the role given by us. On the spot she will be taking whatever the role. It may be like a grammarian role or it may be like a timer role. So any role it may be. So on the spot she will be taking that particular role. So that is also to be appreciated. So everyone should pay to their strength. So for running successful club, and we are having that much smart, dedicated, and enthusiastic team members in our club. In this club also have noticed such a smart and enthusiastic and dedicated club members. Really, it's true. So for explaining about this team building, I would like to narrate a story related to this team building. Like once upon a time, there was a manager. He had a team around 40 people under him, and all the members are very much enthusiastic, hardworking, and very bright young people. But the manager had a problem in that team. So what is the problem is that individually everyone is excelling individually everyone is excelling, but as a team they are not sharing the information with each other. That is a big issue, and that is definitely will affect the growth of the team also. So what the manager was thinking is that he decided to solve this issue by arranging a outing. So during the outing he invited a big room he invited everyone to a big room for a game. So in that game, he has kept 3 rounds. In each and every round, he started to explain. So in the first round, he asked all the team members to blow a balloon, which was kept on the table. And he asked the members to write their name on the balloon without tampering it. If they tampered that particular balloon, they will be disqualified. Then he called every members and he asked everyone to wait for outside for the next round. After some time, he calls them back to the room, and after entering, he called the team members and he asked the members to find out the balloons without names being added and scattered around. So what he asked that, he asked all the team members could see there were balloons without their names being added and scattered around. So he called for the second round. So he has given nearly 15 minutes to find the balloon they left behind with their name on it. He asked all the team members and he has given 15 minutes time for finding the balloon with their names written on the balloon. So the first 3 persons finding the balloon will be the winners, and who pops the balloon will be disqualified. So everyone started to search the balloon, and after 15 minutes, the manager stopped the round, and as no one was able to identify their balloons. No one was not able to identify their balloons with their own names. And the next round was called by the manager, and again the manager told them, if any member, that is the third round, if any member who finds a balloon with a name on it, give the balloon to the person whose name was on it. Give the balloon to
Mom, you're on mute.
Nageshwari ma'am, you're on mute.
Can you hear me? Is it, ma'am? Is it audible? Okay, sorry. So everyone started searching. Within a couple of minutes, the team had their balloon with their own name on it. So at last, the manager went to the dais and told, you see, in the second round, no one was able to find their balloon because everybody were working on individual target. But in the final round, within a couple of minutes, all the members have the balloon with them, sharing to each other. So what is the moral of the story is that most of the time people hide information, avoid collaboration, and distance themselves from the team members. This kind of mindset definitely create obstacle for the growth of the team. And if it is continued for a long time, definitely it is also a great obstacle for the individual career growth also. So at last, I would like to conclude with the quote, don't expect others to start. You start now and others will follow you. Don't expect others to start. You start now, others will definitely follow you. Thank you. Over to TM Moody.
Thank you, Chef Naheshwari. That was a scrumptious deliverance. Okay, let's take a 2-minute silence for give your personal feedback about our chef. Timer, please notify me after 2 minutes. And fellow Toastmasters, use your personal chat box to deliver your to report.
2 minutes is over.
Thank you, Timer. We have a food inspector who come along with our food critics who is above to examine and interview the people in charge of controlling the hotel management. Each question may require good spontaneous answer and the presence of mind to for getting a good point at the end for our hotel. So let's welcome our food inspector, our table topic master, Toastmaster Anand Kumar.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. Before going to VTC Inn, I need 3 volunteers for new appointments. Please come forward. Anyone is willing? Just say your names. I'll note down that. Volunteers and guests. Darshini.
We have Vijay sir raising his hand.
Okay. He said or you said, ma? Vijay
No,
sir?
he's raising his hand.
Sir, Vijay sir?
Sir.
Yeah. So, are you ready? He's sponsoring.
Yes, I'm a foodie, so I need to.
Yeah. One more. Anyone? Or shall I call? One more volunteer. Okay, let's call Soumini. Okay.
I'm so glad I was being picked up by you, sir, but I'm having a very unstable internet connection and also in the middle of my GE report. So I'd like to give
Yeah,
this
okay. Just you
I will
suggest one
volunteer,
more
sir.
person for you. Yeah, Bharat. Thank you, Bharat. Okay, thank you, volunteers. Now I am going to interview for VTC Inn for selected 3 candidates. First, Toastmaster Vijay Surana. Toastmasters Vijay Surana. You are appointed as a event manager. As an event manager for upcoming February 14th, Valentine's Day. How you are organize the program in VTC Inn with fun. During that function, suddenly the power is cut off. Then how will you manage that program happily? The stage is yours.
Thank you very much to Table Topics Master. I didn't, I should say that I didn't expect such a topic to come up. That too, February 14th and me. But anyway, since I volunteered, I'll have to go for it. Timer, you may start now. So, can I clear a doubt with you? Anandan sir?
Yes.
Anand Kumar sir? Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
yes.
Can you repeat the topic, please?
Well, for February 14th, so everyone celebrating some events like that. So how you are to celebrate the events? So step by step. So welcome party and like that, introductions, dance, like that, anything. How you have to arrange that functions?
Sir, I am the event manager and I'm reporting to all the people. I'm instructing the
Event
team.
manager. You are an event manager. So you have
And
to
I'm
decide the
instructing the team.
function. Yes.
Thank you. Timer, you may start now. Hello, team. The most awaited events of the year. No. It's not the new year. The February 14th is here. And the hotel business, most favorite day. We can sell all the pastries we sell in a year today. And don't forget, even to stock up the chocolates. Yes, last time we went out of all the heart-shaped balloons and make sure that you have the pink and the red ones, double the quantity. There's a craze for the red ones. Hello, Conakry, what happened to the roses? Last time we went short on the roses as well. Stock them. The bud roses from Hosur, those which are exported, don't look at the cost this time. We have a hell of a demand. And we happen to be the most preferred hotel for the Valentine's Day. For we are couple friendly. You see, we'll have a scrumptious dinner outlined there. And you know what's the blessing in disguise? We are touted to have a power shutdown on the day. Blessing? Of course, it's a blessing in disguise. We're not going to turn on the gensets that day. We're going to save in the diesel as well. And our guests are going to go happy and merry. Goodbye. Over to the Table Topics Master.
Yeah, super, sir. Very nice. Next, we are going to our second candidate, Toastmaster Darshini. Darshini?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I ask you one question. Which food is your favorite dish?
Okay, so I have to speak about the favorite dish.
Yeah. Which one is your favorite dish?
Okay, you're asking me a question and it's not under time.
Yeah, not yet time. Ask a question.
Okay, it's Alfredo pasta. White
Alfredo?
sauce. Yeah, Alfredo pasta.
Alfredo pasta. Yeah,
Yes.
okay, nice. So please, you have to explain to our chef how to prepare that food in maximum time. Okay. So our chef should be learn your favorite dishes and all. Timer. Please give to Darshini more time because only possible to make noodles in 2 minutes. So give her more time. Thank you, Darshini. The time is yours.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. I'm Darshini, and my favorite food is Alfredo white sauce pasta. I honestly have never cooked it, though it's my favorite dish because it's really complicated. But some of my friends here, like Saumini and Priyanka, have made it. So, if I'm narrating something wrong, please don't take any offense of it. So, to my knowledge, this is the recipe of how you make an Alfredo white sauce pasta. So, you boil the pasta in hot water with a spoon of oil in it, and then on the other side you put butter, a cube of butter, and pour milk, and you keep stirring it till it comes to a consistency where it is saucy. and then you keep pouring milk, and then you add maida. The second step is maida, and then you keep pouring milk to it. So it comes to consistency. And once it comes to the consistency, you add all the chopped vegetables and all the toppings that you need to it. And then you keep stirring the same thing till it comes to the consistency. And then later you put the pasta which is boiled, preferably penne, and then you put it into it, because if you add macaroni to it, it becomes mac and cheese. And then you add cheese to the pasta and you keep doing the same thing until it comes to the consistency. Then you add oregano, salt, and preferably some other spices if you want. And then you keep doing the same thing until it comes to consistency, and that's it. You serve the pasta. If I'm not wrong, this is the recipe, and I'm not sure of the recipe again. Thank you.
Thank you, Darshini, for your explanation. It's very taste. Okay, nice. Now we are going to our third candidate, Toastmaster Bharat. Bharat, if you are appointed, Bharat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. If you are going to appointed as a customer care manager in restaurant, if a guest complaint regarding food quality and service, how will you manage that guest?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Can you please repeat the topic again?
Yeah. If you are appointed as a customer care manager, so in that restaurant, any guest complaint against food quality and service, that time, how will you manage that guest?
Yeah. Okay, so thank you for the topic. So hi everyone. So I'm the customer care provider, and as my work is to take care of the hotel to go in a smooth way. So if some problem has arrived in my hotel, so firstly, my action would be calling the right sources of whom he is taking care, and I will ask the person to what has happened. And I believe that the customer will be satisfied only if I have just justified why it has happened, and I have to tell him a solution on how we can manage it. So firstly, I will call the person who is responsible for that, and I usually don't like scolding people, but I have to do in front of a customer so that he can adjust. So I have to scold him, and also I will tell in a positive manner to encourage the worker as well, and so that he can do in future with good action as well for the hotel. And also I will call the person who complained and tell that your issue will be okay within a day, and hope thanks for the comments. I also will be helpful and thankful for the people who help for my hotel, because they are the people who comment, and that's the one of the most important things that a hotel needed to be improved. So I'll be really grateful. I will show my gratitude to the person, and I will let my hotel grow to that. That's it.
Thank you, Bharat. You are handled very nice. Thank you, everyone. Participant are that candidates. In these three candidates, one will be selected by our staff votes. That means announced by end of this session. Dear Toastmasters and guests, in VTC, you find any flaws, please inform to us. If you are happy, inform to others. It will improve in best way in our VTC in. Thank you, everyone. Over to TMOD.
Thank you, Food Inspector. And I hope our team will satisfy you with their answers. Oof. I'm able to take a breath now. I think even our team need bit of relaxation after this tedious segment, right? So Isa, let's play a game that is going to be fun and also learning experience. We all are fond of with different variety from different questions. But how often do we know where it's originate from? So let's playing a guessing game where we are going to guess name and originate of the dish. Let's start our game. And SAA, please help me to show the cards.
Yeah, sure.
Team B ready?
That's kimchi
Team kimchi, yes.
from South Korea.
South Korea. Yeah, Saumini is great. She found it. Second, please. Saumini.
Pizza, Italian.
Okay. Nice. And third one is
Falafel, Middle East.
wow.
Priyanka, the
that's a
girl
great
from Middle
script.
East.
Okay, rest of them, please. Please involve in the game.
Noodles,
Pad
Chinese.
Thai, Thailand. Pad Thai. I
12.
think so.
Pad Thai from Thailand. Okay, next.
Okay. Croissant
This is
from
croissants
France.
from France.
France. Exactly what you said. Next.
Pie. Pot pie.
Chocolate pie.
I can't see. Please move.
This is a pecan pie, right?
Who's that?
Raghavi
Raghavi,
here?
ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pecan pie from?
That's a problem. I don't know whether it's Turkey or it's somewhere to do with Europe.
Okay. Pecan fry from America.
America. Okay.
Okay. Next.
Hummus again, Middle East.
Middle East.
From Afghanistan.
No.
right?
Kubus.
No.
Is it a Mexican dish?
Turkey.
No.
Turkey.
No.
Istanbul.
Hummus is
No.
Middle East. Istanbul.
India.
Lebanon.
Dubai. Jordan.
No. No.
Hassan, what's the dish? Potato
I'll
patch.
tell you.
Israel. Iran.
Is it
No.
hummus?
It's nearing. Tell me.
It's a mayonnaise.
Palestine?
It's not mayonnaise, I think so.
It's
Iran.
hummus.
Okay, can I
Israel. Iraq.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'll wait.
What's any clues?
It's a Middle
This
Eastern dish.
is for pyramids.
Egypt.
Egypt.
Yes, exactly. Must for Egypt. From Egypt. Okay. Next.
waffles,
Waffles.
America.
Belgium.
Waffles and nappies.
Belgium waffles.
Wow. Who's that? Who said?
How many?
Myself.
Yeah.
Three people answered it. I think Priyanka, myself, and Saumini.
Waffles from Belgium.
Yeah.
Next.
Sheikh kebab. It's Indian.
From
Kebab? No.
Afghanistan.
No.
It's
Kebab.
Kebab, right?
Turkish.
Turkey.
It is a kebab, right?
Yeah,
From
it is a
where?
kebab.
Turkey?
Steak.
Kebab is right. It's originated from where?
Middle East.
Afghanistan,
Turkey.
Turkey, India.
It's Middle East.
Yeah, someone is right. Repeat me again.
Middle East.
Yeah.
No?
From Turkey.
Middle
Turkey
East.
or Afghanistan?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Exactly. Kebab from Turkey. Next.
Pav
The
Bhaji.
Pav Bhaji.
Indian.
Maharashtra, Mumbai.
Maharashtra.
So many. You only
Bombay.
utilizing all the opportunity. Please give to someone.
No, I didn't know it was from Maharashtra. Really?
No, I
Yes.
told it.
Yes, it's from Maharashtra. It's
my
called
Mumbai street food.
pav. Misal pav from Maharashtra.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Meatball
Ah.
soup.
No, Manchurian.
Gobi Manchurian. Yeah.
China.
Yes, gobi
Chinese.
Manchurian.
Chinese.
No, but you will know the answer. All of us get surprise.
No, it's
Try.
from India, right?
India.
Gobi.
I
It's
think
a
it was
gobi Manchurian.
Gaurav.
Gobi Manchurian is from India, right?
Yes, who's that?
No.
Raghavi here.
Yeah, correct, ma'am. Exactly, gobi Manchurian
Yeah,
from
Gobi
India,
Manchurian is the Indian version of the Chinese dish.
but it's famous in India. Good.
Yeah.
Next.
Be mutton biryani.
Indian.
Yeah, mutton
India.
biryani.
India. India.
No,
No,
No.
no, it's from
Mughal,
Afghanistan,
Mughal,
right?
Mughal.
Hyderabad.
No, no, no.
Hyderabad.
no,
No, no, no, wait,
no,
wait.
no.
It's somewhere in the Middle East, but
But tell me the exact name.
Istanbul?
No,
Hyderabad dum biryani.
No, 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 no. Actually, it was in Middle East. It's wait, I forgot.
It's
Somewhere
majboos.
Mughals
No.
forefathers. Who are they?
no.
Uh,
But trying is
Pakistan.
no,
Biryani.
no, it's
okay.
not.
Can I tell?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, it's a mutton biryani from Asia.
Oh, I forgot. They are the forefathers of biryanis.
Okay.
I don't know entire history of biryani. No, it
Okay.
came from Middle East, but Indians started using it. Now, Middle East, they don't use it that much.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next.
Momo.
Momo.
China.
They're from China.
China.
No.
Tibet.
Taiwan?
Nepal.
No. Yeah.
Taiwan.
Right.
Nepal. Yeah.
Nepal. Momos from Nepal. Okay. Next.
Sushi.
China.
Japan.
Sushi.
Japan. Tokyo.
Wow. I get an answer initially. Wow. Very nice. Sushi from Japan.
Yeah, that is it, mom.
And next. That's it.
That is it, mom. Yeah.
Mahalakshmi,
No,
I was
no.
looking for idli
One is
from
here. One is
Mumbai.
pending.
No, that is it. I have right now, mom.
You want to know the answer?
I mean, these are the pictures Saumni sent me.
No, one is okay. I'll ask orally. Okay.
Okay.
Anybody know Italy?
Italy, yeah, the one we
Italy.
eat.
Italy from where?
Italy, but
Italy
it did not come from India.
Indonesia. It was
But
called
I want
Delhi.
exact answer. What?
Indonesia.
Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu.
Indonesia.
Yes, Indonesia is right. Italy from Indonesia. But
It
it's
was
famous
first
in Sri
called-
Lanka and Tamil Nadu.
And Tamil
It
Nadu.
was called Kedli first,
Yeah.
and then we changed it to Italy.
Most of the
Okay.
dishes that Indians use are not from India.
I think you're right.
Ma'am, Team Modi, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
In this game, only ladies only answered that all fooded and all.
Sir,
So,
ladies
all-
always foodie, sir.
Correctly
Yeah.
said, sir.
Sir, I found the answers from so many
Very
Priyanka
good.
and Mahalakshmi
Just
as
Yeah,
well.
mostly 3 ones only answered that.
So,
this was a
ladies-
quick match, sir.
Prepare and eat.
Nice.
We only know eating. We don't know any names and all.
Okay, now you had experience, right? You learned about where it is from. Good. Next time you try to cook as well as eat. Okay, guys? Okay, come back to the session. And we all had a fun and also learned about food and what we are eating every day. Now we come to the most important segment where we can get to know the results from our district hotel inspector. I call district hotel inspector again to reveal the rating of our hotel based upon our performance. So I'll call Toastmaster Saumini.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Before I give my report, let me call upon my tag team. Firstly, the timer for today, Toastmaster Kriti, to give her report.
so many evaluators
Yeah,
speech.
Oh,
I
I'm
think we'll
very
be calling the
sorry. I'm
evaluators
very
first.
sorry. So we have two food critics today. The first food critic of Chef One, Toastmaster Ritik, will give his report, evaluation report.
Uh, Thank you, Somini. Laughter has always been timeless. Here are the three things I liked about your speech, Bharat. The first thing is the way you caught audience's attention by actually involving audience in it by doing a very simple yet effective experiment like closing your eyes and remembering times that brought you smile. So simple, yet it was very effective. This experiment actually brought smile on my face, remembering the times I was happy. So job well done, Bharat. The second thing I liked is the structure of your speech. Considering the topic itself is research and presentation, your main points were backed by the experiments, the scientific research, and the stories. What these points did was added more credibility to what you were saying. The story of Laughing Buddha made us all realize that laugh has been timeless. It has been the oldest form of emotion. It has always been there in the beginning. It is now, and it will be forever. Well done, Bharat. The third thing I liked about your speech was the smile you carried throughout your speech. What a smile really does is helps you connect with the audience instantly. Considering your topic was on laugh, you did a pretty good job with it. There's always a room for growth. There's always a room for potential uh, to take your speech to the next level at any Toastmasters meet. The first thing I would like to challenge you is the transitions. Considering there is a story involved in your speech, it becomes very important that transition between the sentences are appropriate. Like if you would have added more metaphors, phrases in your speech, it would have sounded even more interesting and would have given meaning to what you were saying. The second thing I would like to challenge you is with the second thing I would like to challenge you is when your speech has content in it, thoughtful pauses can be important. What silence really does is give Midas touch and feel to what you're saying. It helps audience give time to digest what you're saying. So thoughtful pauses are really the key of any speech. Overall, Bharat, I absolutely loved the structure of your speech, the smile you carried, the way you attracted audience. I would like to challenge you with bringing smooth transitions in your speech the next time you give speech and having long pauses between the sentences. I'm taking home today, Bharat, this huge smile on my face, knowing deep within that I'm going to lose all my teeth someday. But while I have them, let me have a laugh. Back to you, madam.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ritik, for the most profound report. Next up, we have Toastmaster Venkat to evaluate our second speaker, Toastmaster Nageshwar.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Nageshwari, that was a beautiful speech. None of us is as smart as all of us. You conveyed this message really well through your story, and I would like to start by congratulating you on completing your objective today. You really had the audience engaged throughout your speech, and there were a couple of elements that really stood out in your speech. Firstly, your pauses. Now, in your speech, you had really powerful pauses. And what this does to your speech is it gives time to the audience to absorb your message. And in your conclusion, you made sure you had meaningful pause after every line, wherever you wanted to emphasize the message properly. So, good job on that. Secondly, the structure of your speech. Now, you had a proper intro, body, conclusion in your speech. And not only that, you started your speech by just introducing yourself and the topic, and this made you extremely comfortable with the audience, and vice versa. And in your body, you had a proper story that connected to team building and the balloon story which you used. And you ended your speech with a very powerful quote. So again, the structure was really good. Now, since your whole speech was about team bonding, I know how important that is. And I got to learn a lot of things from your speech today. And since we are a team, I feel I could help you with a couple of things you can improve to make your speech better. Firstly, the positioning of your camera. Now, because you used a mobile phone today, and I feel you were either holding it with your right hand and you had placed it on a table or a platform lower than your height. Now, this led to two things. Firstly, your eye contact. Now, it appeared as if you were looking above the screen and not into the camera or towards the audience. And this made you not have proper eye contact throughout your speech. Secondly, because you were holding your phone with one hand, it limited your hand gestures. You could only use your left hand, and even the gestures which you used were cut off from the screen because of the position the phone was kept on. So generally, I would suggest people to use laptops while delivering a speech. But if at all it's not possible, please make sure you place your phone at your eye level, which is on a raised platform. And please use the landscape mode instead of the portrait mode. Because when you use this, half of your hands get cut off and only your face is visible. Secondly, again, your hand gestures. Now, the hand gestures you did use were again repetitive. You used your left hand and you only had this one same continuous gesture. But you had a lot of places in your speech where you could have used meaningful hand gestures. For example, don't expect anything from others. You start and automatically everyone will follow you. Or when someone was holding a balloon, you could have just shown a balloon or someone holding a balloon. So if you inculcate hand gestures which are meaningful, it adds more effect to your speech and audience can visualize the situation which is happening. Thirdly, your voice modulation. Now, in conclusion, I feel when you're giving a strong message, it's important to have that tone of authority or a bold voice when you're giving a message. Else, people don't seem to take it very seriously. So, when you're giving a quote, like do not expect others to start, you make the first move. Make sure you have a stronger voice. So, to summarize, you had really good pauses and a structure in your speech. You could work on your voice modulation, your hand gestures, and the positioning of your camera. And if you inculcate all these points in your speech, I believe the next time you come and deliver a speech, the audience is going to feel that you are smarter than all of us in the room. All the best for your future speeches. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkat. Next up, we'll have tag team Toastmaster Kriti.
First of all, I would like to congratulate all the chefs for the scrumptious dishes and chefs for their review on point, which was on time. In the speaker session, TM Bharat took 7 minutes 10 seconds, and chef TM Nageshwari took 7 minutes 40 seconds. Coming to the table topic session, all the three chefs are qualified. TM Vijay, TM Darshini, and TM Bharat. Coming to the evaluator session, food critic Ritik took 3 minutes 10 seconds. Food critic Venkat took 3 minutes 32 seconds. Yeah. Thank you. Over to the general.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Kriti. Next up, we have our counter, Toastmaster Priyanka.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'm very happy and delighted to say that all our speakers today, Toastmaster Bharat, Toastmaster Nageshwari, Toastmaster Vijay, and Toastmaster Darshini, had less than 5 R counts and crutch words. And one more thing I would like to say is there is always room for improvement, as Toastmaster Ritik said. One thing I would like to suggest is embrace your pause. Use long pauses whenever you want to say something important, convey something important. You know, you stress that line and use long pauses. And the second would be listen yourself. Take a recording of your speech and continuously listen to it on repeated mode. You will identify where you've used the repeated words and unwanted crutch words, right? And also filler words. So in that case, you can rectify your mistakes. Other than that, I have nothing to say. I'm very happy with the report today. Thank you. And over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka. Next up, we have our concierge or grammarian, Toastmaster Raghavi.
Hi, good evening to all once again. And today I'm so happy that many people have used phrasal words and also contextual phrases. Contextual phrases are phrases where you use within a context. Okay, it's not a phrase by itself, but you use within a context. First of all, I want to give my congratulations to TM Ritik and TM Venkat for using the word of the day, which is scrumptious. So I allowed TM Ritik, who used a conceptual phrase, so simple yet effective, meaning how a simple thing can be effective, meaning, it's a one word which is taken as a phrase, meaning an effective word has, given much more, like access with the word simple along with it. It's two opposites joined together, which is called as a contextual phrase. And he used the word credibility, which means the quality of being trusted. And also he used this word which we can use a lot and we can play with, which is called as Midas touch, which means a golden touch, giving that extra punch. And I love, the way TM Venkat used the word flaunt, okay, to show off. That's the meaning for the word flaunt, and you can use it even in your general everyday, speech. And he used a strong word called as authority, which means power to give orders. So instead of using the word leader, you can also use authoritative figure when you want to give a slight, punchy feeling to the word. And also, I want to thank Speaker Bharat for using, the phrasal text, which calls "wear a smile." Okay, whenever you want to see, whenever you want to tell a person to smile, instead of just saying, give a smile, you can say "wear a smile," which means, it's a contextual phrase where you ask a person to just smile, and it's more beautiful when you use it this way. And other than that, all the others they use the grammar on point. And I also love the table topic people who use their words, in their opposition. Team Vijay sir, he used the word blessing in disguise, meaning something that comes, disguised as a blessing. This is something that you can use in a everyday term. And also he used a word which is a phrase, but it's yet a colloquial term called as couple friendly, which means welcoming of couple. It is a word that's in the dictionary. And TM Darshini, she used the word consistency, which means similar behavior. So such words, when you use in everyday context, it just gives you that extra zing to your language, rather than using those simple words which are not good. So as you consider, this is what I demand of you, and I also give you as an advice. And also, all the speakers today, they were on point with the grammar, they were on point with the tenses. Some people, some speakers, they were a bit off when it came to past tenses. So when you use past tense, just see the verb that is before it. And also when you use plural, see whether you're pointing out to a single person, in a person who are more than two. Okay, you can use a plural only for people when you talk about people who are more than two in number. And for a single person, always use a singular verb. So that's my advice for today. And as a consumer, I'm signing off and over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghavi, for that very detailed report. And starting off with my general evaluation report, the time today we started was at 4:35, which is actually an improvement in my eyes because we usually start with 10 minutes or 15 minutes late. So let's keep it up 5 minutes as the bar and try to join before that. And the SAA started off with a very energetic vibe while asking a question and also including a teeny tiny activity in the beginning, lifting all our spirits after a heavy lunch. And coming to the presiding officer, we didn't have a presiding officer today, and Toastmaster Priyanka carried out the role very effortlessly. Let's all take a bow to Toastmaster Priyanka for managing 3 roles at a time, the SAA, PO, and our counter, which she is taking a triple role. She's doing it for the second time. So thank you for being an amazing spirit to the club, Toastmaster Priyanka. Then coming to the timer, Toastmaster Kriti, this is only her 4th meeting and 3rd role she has taken. Another amazing spirit. And we have introduced this format of assigning characters to every roles only from this meeting. And I'm so happy that she's understood the role and perfectly and prepared out a script which ran in parallel to the theme. And she had a very good internet connection, and that enabled prompt display of the timer cards. So great job on that. Our counter had a very relevant script penned out as well, and it's a very good job and very positive that you congratulated people who had accounts below a certain bar. And I felt that your report could have been a little more detailed. Like we didn't have a clue of how much the other people use their accounts. So that's one thing I had. And grammarian Toastmaster Raghavi is giving her comeback to BTC after a very long time, and I'm very happy to see how the introduction of a grammarian was also in parallel to the theme. So great job on that. And I've never seen this before, but we usually only say the words, excellent words that people used, but she also gave the meaning for each and every word that everybody used and giving us a very detailed report. Coming to the table topics master, he had the most engaging table topics I've seen in a very long time. It is his first time playing his role. I'd like to really congratulate him on doing such an amazing job. And I think he killed this one. One recommendation I have for him, I know this is your first time and we could practice on it later, is that you could have introduced the speaker with speaker, title, speaker. That was one thing that was missing. And you could have mentioned if that a speaker can take a 30-second buffer time before starting to deliver their speech. So, and coming to our evaluator one, Toastmaster Ritik always has the most profound content brought up to the stage when he's supposed to speak. So did he have it today, and he ended his evaluation report with a positive quote wherein he followed the sandwich methodology, where you in an evaluation report you say the positive, the pros, the cons, and then you end it up with the pros. And I loved how he did that. And one thing I think he could have summarized his evaluation report. Coming to evaluator number 2, Toastmaster Venkat, thank you for taking up the role at such short notice. And I think we can all learn from Toastmaster Venkat how to give recommendations in such a mellow tone. And even when he was giving recommendations, I think no, while he didn't have the intention of being rude at all to the speaker, and he was being very gentle and mellow and putting the person down. So next up, we have the Toastmaster of the day. So it's only her second time. I know that she only started preparing 3 days ago, and I think she did an amazing job in delivering her script, and she conducted an activity which I think the Toastmasters or the TMODs in the future can adapt. Because this is one thing BTC hasn't seen before. Like we didn't have the practice of conducting activities. It's just starting to thrive only now, because activity is a necessary, not necessary segment. Because we know the Toastmasters agenda doesn't require conducting you the activity, but I feel that it's very, very necessary for it is that one space where you don't have a set of rules or agenda or rules by how you must play. So it's one place where all guests and everybody could come in union and take part and have a very good time, which is very, very good for this Toastmasters fraternity. So great job on conducting such an engaging activity. Third, we are trying out a theme with characters being assigned to every role players, and I think she carried out the whole thing perfectly. So great job on that, ma'am. There were only 2 errors in the whole meeting that I found out. The number one was the speaker 2 started off after the evaluator 2 ended reading out the speech objectives of speaker 2. It had to go to the TMOD to introduce the speaker 2 on stage. It had to go like the TMOD had to get control from evaluator 2 saying, thank you, evaluator 2. Like we have our speaker 2, Toastmaster speaker, the speaker's name, title, speaker name. So I saw that this wasn't happening. The exchange of control was a bit hazy in that part. And number 2, I think we did not give the 1 minute time after the end of every speech of each speaker to give our personal feedbacks, which was timely managed by the TMOD at the end by giving 2 minutes at the end for both speakers. So good management skills, ma'am. And then last mistake was that I made was not calling the evaluators first before the tag team. So I think that I should rectify in future. So that's it for my GE report. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, District Hotel inspector. That was a good report, and I hope we get a good results. And I had a best experience as an intern on the first day. While it was also learning experience as I witnessed how the whole hotel inspections takes place. I'm very happy by what we get the score from the district hotel inspector. Hope we will draw in future. Over to presiding officer.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, for putting up an amazing session. So, with this, I hope you all loved your stay in VTC Inn and had a scrumptious meal served by our chefs. Wait, don't leave. Before that, we have a Valentine's Day combo coming up for all the couples out there. And singles, don't be afraid. We have combos for you too. And please give us a rating on Google and feedback too. So with this, I declare the 71st session of VTC closed. Over to the essay.
One second, Priyanka. I just rolled out the Google Forms for the ballots.
Okay, yes. We have the Google form, and please do choose the winners. Saumni, I think there's a mistake in the Google form.
I'm getting responses.
Wait.
The grammarian.
Grammarian,
Is Raghavi, ma'am. You mentioned my name twice.
You can just announce here, Somani.
Yeah.
Okay. Very sorry. Priyanka, I'm sending it to you on WhatsApp. You are the PO.
Yeah. Have you sent it?
Yeah.
All right.
In Saumni, we don't take the pics with the food.
Yeah, wait, let us finish the lunch.
What? Can you come again, Bharat?
Yeah, we don't take a pic with the food. Favorite food.
Yes. I think let's all grab our foods and turn on our cameras.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you see, Toastmaster Raghavi is so innovative. She changed her profile picture.
Yeah, because my camera is not working.
Yeah. So I think we can all stay in position for E. Oh my God, Ritik.
This is the reason I didn't know the recipe.
Yeah. We
This
cannot
is the
stay
reason I
in
didn't know
position
this.
for 5 seconds because everyone's taking up their thing. You know, it's difficult for me to capture. Okay. So Bharat. Okay. Yeah. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. I'll take this at the end from the recording.
So we have the ballot winners are the prepared speeches. Toastmaster Bharat is the winner. And for the next category, we have the table topics winner, Toastmaster Vijay, as usual. And the best evaluator goes to, the best tag team player goes to Toastmaster Raghavi ma'am, the grammarian. And the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Ritik. That's it for the day. So before we end, as the theme is all about hotels and food, I thought, why can't we know the most mispronounced food names in by Indians? So I've come up with around 6 food items. There are many, actually, there are a lot. But these 6 are the main, you wouldn't take your girlfriend on Valentine's Day to some akka kada and buy her idli or dosa or some media right? You'll definitely take her to a fancy restaurant where you have food names which cannot be pronounced by a layman, right? So I thought the first is tortilla, which is a Mexican dish. It's spelled as Tortilla. It's not tortilla, it's tortilla. The second is Salmon, which is a type of fish. It's not salmon, it's salmon. The way Gordon Ramsay says, it's salmon. And then it's not gnocchi or gnocchi, that is Gnocchi. It's gnocchi, which is French-based, it's a kind of a dumpling. And then we have Quinoa, which is not quinoa, it is quinoa. And we have Jalapeno, which is not jalapeno, it is jalapeno, as Saumini says. And the last, it is it's not Mojito, it's not mojito, it's mojito. So with this, I think we come to the end of the session. Thank you.
May I take a moment to acknowledge the presence of the guest, Shravya. Thank you for being here. Venkat, thank you for being with us. Toastmaster Nageshwari, thank you for delivering your speech here. We're glad to have you here. Thank you for being here. Shravya, can we hear a few words from you? You've been on mute from the beginning.
Yes, sir. I'm happy to be here. It's I've been to VTC session before, and it's always very warm and welcoming, and you all have a very friendly family-like nature, which is why I always enjoy being here. It has been the same this session too. Thank you for hosting me.
Thank you, Shravya. Toastmaster Nageshwari, can we have a few words from you?
Yes, sir. Sure. As I said, it was really a delightful and fruitful session for me. And it was like whatever the feel I have in our club, that same feel I got over here also.
Thank you. Thank you for being with us, man. Venkat.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
So yeah, I really enjoyed the session. The theme, the activities are really interesting. So I hope we'll be back in all the sessions. Like Xavier said, I've attended a lot of sessions and I really love coming to VTC sessions. So thank you, sir.
Glad to have you. Bye. Thank you, everyone.
So shall I end the meeting for everybody?
Yep.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.